Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of ECK Sports, and today I'm going to be going over Predators vs. Mallards series. Now, I don't really know if you can hear, I had a little cold recently, so I'm not really able to do the MLW analysis, but what I am able to do is give my thoughts on the series. Usually you guys see me at the end of them after I recap the games. I give my thoughts and takes and stuff like that. Well, that's what today's video is going to be, the entire one. We got a lot. We got like 12 or something like that. This was a pretty good series. The Preds won the series 2-1. Mallards won game 1, 4-2. Preds won game 2, 12-6. And then the Predators won game 3, 1-0. And the Predators are actually the first team to lose the first game, but then still win the series this season. But now, let's get into my thoughts. Bonham is still a top-level pitcher. I mean, this series, he was awesome. I mean, he has like 41 strikeouts or something crazy like that. That leads MLW by a lot. He is racking up those strikeouts right now. And honestly, at this point, I don't think anybody's even going to come close to him for leading the league in strikeouts at the end of the year. I mean, yes, he did lose the game in game 3, but that was an unearned run, I'm pretty sure. It was like right under Caden Irwin's leg. So a very good start from Trevor, and he just had a good day all along. I mean, staying with Kracht for 6 innings, and really the only reason why they lost that game is because of those errors, which is definitely something we'll talk about later. Kracht is a beast. I mean, what do I have to say? He went yard today. He pitched very well in game 3. Game 1, he didn't pitch so well. Everybody has their bad games, so they're not going to pitch well every single game, unless you're 2019 Daniel Schultz, I guess. But Kracht got a lot of hits today. He also had the go-ahead RBI, which won the Preds the game in game 3. Game 3, he was just outstanding. Game 2, hit a homer. Game 1, obviously, was not as good for him, as I don't think he did much at the plate. And on the mound, I mean, yeah, he gave up 4 runs. Another one is Warda and Russell's bounce backs. Now, hitting-wise, they were not that great this series. They were really good in the Magic series. Warda hit a 2-run shot. I believe Russell only got like 1 hit. Overall, they weren't that great this series, but they seem rejuvenated. They seem better players than last year. Preds kind of needed this because you can't really just have Kracht hitting. And when Russ, Warda, and Kracht are hitting, that team is scary, even scarier than they already are. Tommy looked lost in the field. In the field, he looks really off. On the mound, he looks awful. He's been really good at the plate, but I mean, like, he's made like a lot of he made that mental mistake when there was only 1 out. You know, he caught the ball and he's like, oh yeah, it's 3 outs, but it was actually only 2 outs, so then Warda scored. And there was just a lot more plays like that, especially in the Cat series where he had those 2 drops, and there's been some plays at first. In the 6th inning, I believe it was a ground ball to Bonham, and he flipped it to Tommy, and he bobbled it. And if he got that out, that's out number 3, and we're going to the 7th. So Tommy's fielding has been really bad this year. He used to be like the best in MLW. I believe he has like 2 or 3 gold gloves, but it is not that caliber right now. He is one of the worst fielders, if not the worst fielder in MLW. Not good for Tommy. This is sort of related. Even Caden's fielding has been off. The Mallards' fielding has to improve. Currently, Trevor Bonham has been the only guy on the defensive side, both pitching and fielding. Hitting, Tommy's been really good too. But a big reason of why they lost this series, don't get me wrong, Tommy was terrible in game 2 of pitching. But in game 3, a big reason why they lost is errors. I mean, there was a constant amount of them. Like, I talked about Warda's ground ball. I talked about Caden Irwin's missed play. I mean, there were just so many plays that were bad in that game. And in the Wildcat series too, mostly Tommy, some Caden, but those 2 at fielding, they definitely got to step their game up. McGlade does look promising, and this is really good for the Preds. And James Swanson was not it last year. I told people this constantly. Everybody says, oh, Swanson's going to be good. He's going to develop into a good player. I told a lot of people, he's just not that good. And you know what he also has to do? He has to hit in those games when he's pitching. McGlade looks like a way more patient hitter. He looks like a better hitter. His stance is better. His swing is better. Swanson didn't even have a hit last year, and McGlade already has 1. McGlade was so good in game 2 that he got a spot in the order in game 3. And on the mound, yes, he gave up 4 earned runs, 6 runs total. But for a rookie coming in on the first time pitching, that's pretty good. He does need to throw more pitches than just the slider, though. You know, the riser, the drop, whatever. Even just one more pitch, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be crazy 4 or 5 pitches in the arsenal. Just at least have 2, maybe 3 pitches. That would be nice along with the slider. We saw him break out like the drop ball and the riser, I think, once or twice. So maybe if he can perfect those pitches, throw more along with the slider, which is, I mean, it looks pretty good. I think McGlade's going to be a really good pitcher in this league. And as a hitter, he hit a home run, and he kind of looks good there too. It is official, folks. The Mallards now have a number 2 arm problem. Caden Irwin and Tommy Coughlin are not it. Tommy's injury has probably something to do with it. Caden Irwin really was just throwing that riser against the Wildcats, and you know that's not going to go well. And not just any riser, but like a complete like sidearm riser that he just hugged, which left guys like Jackson Pearson to hit nukes. I don't really think he's the answer there. He's really afraid of the speed limit, I feel like. One thing I really liked about McGlade is he went out there and he attacked that speed limit. That's what you should do. You should throw, obviously not as hard as you can, because you know the speed limit's a thing. You don't want to be too careful, because if you're too careful of the speed limit, you're going to get crushed. Caden Irwin came in and he was afraid of the speed limit. You can tell by the video. He's used to pitching fast pitch, so he's probably like, oh, I'm not supposed to pitch fast, which is true, but you're also not supposed to pitch that slow. You know, guys like Bonham, Kracht, Cheatham, Jorgensen, they throw really fast, but also they're not called for it because it's good speed. So if Caden Irwin throws at that speed, which may take some time to develop, then he's going to be a very good pitcher. Rudy Ramirez, now he's kind of a controversial player because a lot of people hate him celebrating and stuff. I love it. I think he's awesome. The Preds are in win now mode. They have played like one of the better teams in MLW. Is Rudy Ramirez really part of that? You know, Russ has played pretty well this season. Warda has, Kracht has. They kind of have to play McGlade because he's their number 2. And he's a solid hitter too. So those are 4 guys that they're going to have for the rest of the season. Now, when the playoffs start, they're probably going to cut McGlade out of the rotation. It depends. But do you really want to keep a guy that's batting 111 or something like that in your lineup? Not really. And like, he's cool and all, but if we're being real, you know, listen, I love Rudy, but if we're being real here, I mean, is it really in the Preds' best interest to play him in the lineup every single game? I don't think so. Yes, Tommy, while being a terrible fielder and not doing well pitching so far, has been very good hitting. I think he had 2 home runs in this series. His third on the year, he had a bunch of RBIs, bunch of hits. He's still been a very good hitter. Now, other parts of his game have not been, but we should not forget he's still a really good hitter, like a top 5 to 7 hitter in MLW. He is still very good. Was Trevor and Russell's hitting for serious things. But here's why. Compared to last year in 2020 and this year, I feel like they've changed in like sort of their plate discipline, you know, their swings, their approach to the plate. I don't think they're going to have the seasons they did in 2020. I don't think they're for serious things. I think Bonham and Russ are going to go back to hitting in the next series because they've showed they're very good at hitting in that first series and even in the past. Like Bonham at the end of last year was pretty good. And then Russ, I mean, he's had pretty good seasons in the past. Like 15 was solid. You know, 18 was amazing. 19 was very good for Russ. So we've seen these guys, you know, especially Russ, we've seen him be a good hitter before. So I think it will continue. And our last one is that the Preds are a really good team. Now, I saw a lot of people. Preds missed the playoffs. Preds missed the playoffs. Kracht carries. Warda sucks at hitting. Brennan sucks at hitting. Warda and Russ are washed. I heard this stuff all off season. A lot of those things, in fact, maybe all of them, have been shown to be false. They're 4-2 right now, top of the AL, and they're rolling. They're having a good year. Now, the next series is going to be a tough one. They're playing the best team in MLW. And a lot of people would say that the Preds are the second best team in MLW. But even me as a Preds fan knows, while they may be number 1 and 2, the Diamondbacks are here and the Preds are here. So I think that the Diamondbacks will definitely take that series. But if the Preds do take that series, that will be a big showing to the league. And for all those people that said that the Preds would miss the playoffs, all that stuff all off season. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. And we'll still have my prediction for the next series, which is Magic Wildcats. This is a hot take. I think the Magic are going to take that series 2-1. As crazy as it sounds, I do think so. We will still have Nuke and Web Gem of the Day, but for now, I know I wasn't really feeling that well, so hopefully, you know, my voice and the audio was still good. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.
Slider back to Kracht. Fundamentally sound. Oh! Swinging a drive! Stephen McGlade! First career home run!